Joseph Mensch, I'm going to go with Minch. Joseph Minch says, what do you think the best way or time to add Pulse to our bags? It was too late for the SAC, but did SAC for Pulse X. I'm still going with the 3 to 6 months after launch. That's historically been the best time to buy a new token, whether it's Hex or Ethereum. You know, you look at some of these launches and you get the people that take profit that got in early, and it does a little 3 or 6 month, dip, and then it usually climbs back up to its launch price around that time. So I think that's the best time to DCA into any of these coins is the first 3 to 6 months. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. What was that dip from ETH from launch to drop? It dropped like 70, 80%. Like that's a good time for people who missed the SAC that has fresh dry powder to hop on board. I mean, and that's almost probably the price that people not essentially sacked for, but you're getting kind of probably close to that area.
Yeah, I would take, if you got some reserves right now, I would probably take about 50% of those reserves, and I might actually buy as soon as the bridge opens up, because sometimes cryptocurrencies open up and they just don't go back down. They just freaking take off. So maybe buy like use half to buy right away, and then start to DCA immediately as well.
If there's
60 to 90 days again is where that correction point is. Just like you guys said, 90 days is pretty normal.
Yeah. What do you think, Jermaine?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna have some dry powder just because I'm gonna let the market just cool off. As people are gonna do what people do, and that's trade. So like, I'm not willing to trade any of my stuff, but if I have an ERC20 that I don't want necessarily, then I'll definitely swap that if I can get a good rate if we get a dip. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what you have. If you have USDC, if you have an ERC20 token that you want, or your PRC20 that you're going to get and you want to take a swap, I mean, it just I think there could be that chance, like Rag said, where like you're in a bear market and all of a sudden it just doesn't dip. So, it's always good to kind of probably play both sides.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of DCA, right? You're going to get good prices, you're going to get bad prices, but overall, your average price of getting into a token is really good. What are you telling your followers, Fashion Coder, when they're all asking when's the best price, when's the best time to get in?
I've been talking a lot about the dollar cost averaging into it as well, just because, I think that's a good way to just slowly get into it. I didn't sacrifice for PulseChain, sadly, either. So I just have PulseX. So what my goal is to, see that launch price and then determine from there. So it's kind of hard because nothing's happened yet, right? And so just like trying to come up with a couple of different goals for different scenarios. But my dad actually gave me some really good advice. He told me to figure out how much PulseChain that I want and PulseX that I want. And then once things happen, then you can go and get those coins, however it may be. So that's something that's helped me, is like, okay, I have a goal of how much I want, and then I'll just see what happens and then get into it that way.
Yeah, thank you very much. Brusology says, what if Richard is timing the release, but not with the bear market, but with the release of his fiat ramp? So maybe Brusology saying maybe he's got his fiat on ramp going on, and then he wants to give people a way to easily buy into the ecosystem when he launches it. That's a really good theory right there. Red Squirrel says, are we talking American pants or British pants? I don't know if you guys have been keeping up in chat. They've been a lot of talk about wearing hats and glasses indoors. And then RH Fiat on ramp and wallet sacrifice are going to be huge. We are going to launch a bear market. There's no way to go but up. And yeah, it seems like every week in crypto right now, it's just bad news after bad news. It's been grinding down. It doesn't show any sign of capitulating as far as the whole market. A lot of the people holding Bitcoin right now are still expecting to pop right back above 30K and go back up. you know, so it's going to be an interesting next few months, to say the least, with or without Pulse launch.
Dude, it's in a bull market. When you're coming out of a bear and you go into a bull, look at these dexes that launched. I think the average in a 3-month time frame, and I guess this is at the end of 2020 going into 2021. In a 3-month time frame, these things pumped on average like 250x in 3 months. So that's you put $1,000 in, that's 250 G's in 3 months. So you guys, this is why it's important to be patient, because sometimes these things, it's not a straight path to success. It can be flat, and all of a sudden, boom, it pops, and it pops hard. And that's how bull markets operate. So take the opportunity now when things are cheap, and DCA, just freaking do it. Do your freaking DoorDash. Go freaking deliver groceries, mow some damn lawns. Stop being stupid. Here's the opportunity that $50 can turn into $50,000 really quick.
Well, it's kind of funny.
It's 3 to 6 months, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's temporary. You don't have to go work a second job the rest of your life. But if you go in and pick up a side hustle for 3 to 6 months, like Rag said, the amount of upside is insane. Sorry to interrupt you, Jermaine. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, if people don't think there's money to be made or had, like, let's just take the whole crypto market cap is about 1.34 trillion. And I know that's an irrelevant number, but that there's been more sacked for 2 coins than the whole entire market cap of crypto. That is something to be said. So like, there's gonna be money to be made here, right?
Right. We got a little pump going on, 15 cents. HexyCat says, escorting okay. For you, HexyCat, I would definitely encourage being an escort. I'm just going to go on your profile picture of a lion that you probably got a lot of, charisma and chemistry. So I say go for it.
And there's not a very competitive market for ginger escorts either. So for all you ladies out there, R2R, sorry, wife.